The struggle bus continues for young men in the labor force. So, guys, men ages 18 through 25 arguably have it the worst right now, especially when it comes to money, when it comes to work, when it comes to being taken seriously by employers. So, let's kind of dissect this and sort of I'm going to give you some ways to overcome this so that you have the best odds of succeeding in life as a guy. So, ages 18 through 25 are the toughest years by far. I would argue that it gets a little bit easier once you start to hit that 24 to 25 range if you've done the work, in your late teenage years and early 20s. But right now, if you're a guy and you're 18, 19, 20, 21, and you're like, damn, like life sucks. Like, why am I not succeeding? Why don't I have money? Like, why don't girls like me? You can really start to get depressed. You can start to feel like life sucks. You can start to feel like, dang, like, why am I even here, right? Like, I feel like there's nothing going for me, right? And guys, I just want to let you know that I was there, right? Like, I was there feeling completely lost, completely hopeless, right? A girl realistically, like, wouldn't look my way. Whenever I did, somehow get a girl's number, or whenever, I was just talking with a girl through text, right? I'd get left on red, I'd get flaked on, right? There's been plenty of girls who have pretty much, said that they wanted to meet up on a date, but didn't show up or just stopped responding, right? When, I would ask them like, hey, where are you? So, I mean, guys, like, all in all, like, it sucks being a young guy. I'll be completely transparent. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say, yeah, man, like, as a young guy, like, you have it well. The only plus you have right now as a young guy is you have energy and hope for the future, right? And what you can make out of that is going to be up to you, right? Like, some guys have a lot of energy when they're young, and they have, like, they know they have potential, but they squander it and play video games and waste their time, right? Like, because they're like, you know what, like, I'm young, like, I have time, I can work later, I can focus on my career later, I can focus on dating and relationships later in life. But what they don't realize is that the greatest results you'll have with money and dating, right, because those are the two biggest things I would argue guys really care about, is going to be a direct reflection of how seriously you take your younger years. Because you can say, hey, for example, right, like at age 25, right, after college, that's when a lot of guys start taking their lives seriously, right? Or that's the case for when guys start taking their lives seriously, because they graduate college, they get their degree, right? And now, hey, guess what? It's time to find a job. It's time to start taking life seriously. So, I mean, you can absolutely start, taking life seriously at 25 and still make it out perfectly fine in your 30s and 40s. But I would argue that if you want to succeed in your late 20s or start to see good results in your mid 20s, right? I think it's very important, especially that 18 to 23 range, 18 to 22, 23. I would say that those 4 to 5 years are the biggest years for you right now as a young guy. And there's certain things you need to focus on. There's certain things you need to just completely get rid of, right? So I would say that, if you're in school, right, like, focus on school, right? If you're in high school, finish high school, right? If you're going to college, right, I hope it's for something that is going to pay well, right? I think you guys kind of know the gist on that. And I would also say, like, you want to study economics. You want to study how money works. You want to study different asset classes. You want to study how a business is run. You want to study human psychology, right? Because these things that I'm telling you to study, like money, psychology, stock market, real estate, things like this, these actually have real world implications to how we live our lives. And these directly affect how well you do, right? Like, if you don't understand the stock market, if you don't understand real estate, if you don't understand human psychology, right? Or how people work in a corporate environment, in a job setting, then you're not going to be necessarily you're going to have a rude awakening when you exit college. Because unfortunately, right, especially for guys, like, in school we teach women and men the same things. We teach men and women to get along, to go along, to follow orders, to memorize stuff, right? But men learn differently. Men learn through experience. We learn through hardship. We learn through mentorship, right? Like one-on-one mentorship from people we want to be like, right? Like as a guy personally, I don't take people seriously who I don't want to be like. I don't want to learn from somebody who doesn't have the life experience or have the hasn't gone down the path I want to go down, whether that's real estate, whether that's the stock market, or whether that's just life in general. Like I don't want to go down a path that someone, like for example, our teachers, right? Our teachers are average fucking people. They make average salaries. They don't typically do anything extraordinary. They don't run businesses. They don't have, some of them are divorced. Like some of them have drug problems. Like again, like someone like that lecturing to me in a class, I'm going to fall asleep because I know deep down you are not the person that is supposed to be leading a classroom or supposed to be teaching us what life is all about and how to succeed in life, right? Like that's really the case. So as a guy, I mean, 18 through 25, again, it's going to suck. It's going to be tough, but the best thing you can do is utilize your energy in a positive way, right? Because again, when you're young, the biggest thing you have is energy and optimism and hope, and like you're naive, like you're not so set in your ways, you're not so like you're more open-minded, right? It's harder for people who are older because they have so many different belief systems they have to unravel. They're older, they don't have as much energy. So those early years, right, like you need to educate yourself, you need to be open-minded, right? It's not so much, I wouldn't even say you have to work as much, right? Because you can work later in life, like in your mid-20s and stuff like that, but I think the biggest thing is having an open mind and being open to a new way of life, whether that's through technology, whether that's through like getting an actual skill set that's going to pay. Like there's certain things I wish I learned earlier on, like about like careers and stuff that I know now, but I mean, I wish I knew it 6 years ago, right? Like, so again, like be open-minded, right? Like be willing to educate yourself, be willing to do research on things, right? I wouldn't say also, like, you know, like I said a minute ago, like don't focus too much on like work, like grunt work itself, right? Like you can always work 2 jobs in the future. You can always save and invest. I think if you just have, like if you're living at home and you're working maybe part-time, I would just start investing that money now, right? You know, whether that's in index funds, whether that's in basic growth stocks, whether that's a high interest yield account, right? Like, I mean, these aren't great, but it's a safe place to put your money, especially when you're young and especially when you're in high school or college and you're just trying to build up some good habits, some good financial habits. So again, these are all very important things. And as far as women go, right, like as a dude, it's rough. Like it's rough for us, especially because we understand, like, well, if you don't, I mean, women are looking for security. That is the primary thing they're looking for, right? They can sit here and say they're looking for a fun guy and this and that. They want fun guys, right? But that's really only for sexual, if they want to have sex, right? Like if they want to be with you long term and you don't have your money together, it's not going to last. Or you're not at least trying to improve your financial situation and like you can see the progress, it's not going to last. So as a guy, I mean, you want to obviously be open, right? You want to be open to dealing with women, because even if you get in a relationship and it only lasts 6 months, or even if it's just or even if you're just texting and you're seeing how women like actually operate, like you're gaining experience, you're gaining understanding of what and what not to do when it comes to texting, when it comes to dating, when it comes to speaking with women. So I'm not gonna sit here and say be like a complete hermit. It could be a complete, just not even entertain the possibility of getting involved with women in general, but don't prioritize it, right? I mean, you hear everyone say this, but it really is true. Like women, the pursuit of women over the pursuit of your education, over the pursuit of your career, over the pursuit of your physique and your health and your fitness, like that is going to be to the detriment, and that's going to waste a lot of time. I know so many guys. If you read the book of Numbers by Aaron Clarey, he talks about like there's different statistics that like he shows that show like how much money men waste like early on when they pursue women, like whether it's dates, whether it's paying for their rent, whether it's paying their car note, whatever it is, like buying them drinks or just spending a lot of time with them. Because the more time you spend with women, right, the less time you're spending on your goals, the less time you're spending on your education, the less time you're spending on your fitness. So they can definitely be to the detriment to you, right, if you don't understand them and you don't understand how the dynamic works between men and women as we get older. So definitely just keep that in mind. I wouldn't say stray away, but just keep the sort of red pill philosophy in mind of like, hey, like women really don't take guys seriously who don't have a lot of money, who aren't in shape, right? Like that is the truth. So what else? Yeah, I mean, like I said, just and the biggest thing, the biggest picture here to really kind of like culminate everything here is don't expect too much, right? Don't expect too much from your employers. Don't expect too much from women. Don't expect too much from just society in general. Don't expect people to take you seriously, right? And that's not to devalue you as a person. That's not to give. That's not to make you doubtful or make you feel like shit. But that's just to give you real world implication, right? People just don't take young guys that seriously, right? So you have to build your value. You have to grow, year by year, right? And as long as you have that growth mindset year by year, right, you'll start to see the light. Each year gets better. If you're doing the work, if you're educating yourself, if you're learning, right, if you're spending time in the gym, if you're, optimizing your health, optimizing your mind, right, getting enough sleep, not going out, doing these things, like you'll start to see year by year. And again, it's a slow process. So the one of the biggest things I struggled with was being too just wanting results like really quick, right? Like even now I still struggle with being a little impatient at times, right? I mean, I'm getting better, right? But I still have a very get rich quick mindset. Like I want things fast, and I'll be willing to admit that, right? I'm not going to sit here and say I'm just some guy who's has all this shit together. Like I still have a lot of fucking work to do. But for guys who are younger than me, I would say like just be patient, right? Just be patient and just don't have super high expectations for the world yet, right? Like just take your time, learn, focus on your health, focus on building good financial habits early on with the money you do make from whether it's a part-time job or whatever. And again, I think you'll be on the right footing. But the opposite of this is you waste your time, you don't study, you don't focus on money, you chase women, you pedestalize women, you get a girl pregnant, right? Like there's so many different ways, or you buy things you don't need, you're a consumer. There's so many ways to fuck up your life early on. As long as you don't fuck it up early on, if you don't screw it up, you'll set yourself up between 18 and 23 or 24 to be successful 25 through 40, 50 in the rest of your life. So anyways, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.